Week one in the books, how do you, when you look back on the film, how do you think the offensive line performed as a unit?
There's a lot to clean up. I think.
Leif Fautanu!
There's a lot to clean up. A lot of. All right. Anyways, a lot of technique stuff that we gotta work. A lot of fundamental stuff, but I think we did pretty good in the pass pro. But there's still a lot of things to clean up going into week two.
What are some of those things that you have identified that you guys want to clean up and get ready, and kind of, do you think you can perform better against Oklahoma State?
I think the emphasis of this week is physicality. They're a big front, odd front, but they're heavy. So I think physicality will be the biggest point of emphasis in this week. So I think that's what we need to work on.
So you're just out there with some of the other centers and getting some extra work well after practice ended. What does it say to you to kind of just about having that leadership role in terms of, obviously being a newcomer, but still being, one of those go-to look guys that is leading that group?
Yeah. So when I was in college, I was fortunate enough to have leaders to help me, grow up and kind of figure out the scheme of what college football is all about. So I kind of want to give back to them because I've been in that position before where I have no clue what's going on. But some of my mentors kind of took me under their wing and try to help me out. So that's what I want to try and do, and try to guide them on the right path so that when I leave, I'm comfortable with them taking the reins.
You're a veteran in this game. Have you ever been in a situation with a game just kind of being that delayed or that having that big of a disruption to the normal game flow?
Oh, I had no clue. I asked all the dudes from Arizona, is this normal? And they were like, yes. And I'm like, wow, I've never been a part of a game where it's like that. But that was insane. Like, one play, it's clear. The next play, it's dust and cloudy. I couldn't see anything. But yeah.
How much of a disruption was that to just kind of the rhythm of the offense? Rhythm was a word that kind of Kenny and Jaden both talked about in terms of being impacted by that. From what did you see from that aspect of just kind of the impact of that long layoff?
Yeah, I think it was just mentally, especially having a delay like that. Your mind starts to wander sometimes about how long is this game going to go, or when is the next time we're going to come out. But I think our mindset wasn't really focused on beating them and continuing what we started in the first half, especially with the long delay like that. It's hard to just snap back into it.
Looking ahead, as you mentioned, this is going to be a defense that brings a lot of physicality with an odd man front. What are some of the keys as an offensive line to have an improved performance from week one to week two?
Yeah, like we said, it's physicality. That's the point of emphasis this week, regardless of where we're at in the game plan. But once we figure out our fundamentals and our technique, I think we should be just fine.